Hello, Tony Anczer here, your Northwest Indiana and Illinois real estate agent. Today we're here in the Enclave Subdivision in Dyer, Indiana. Join us for a car ride tour of the subdivision. We'll tour the entire subdivision. We'll also start off with the exact location where we're at. We'll have information about the schools, all kinds of information on home sales and all that good stuff. My contact information is above, actually I think it'll be here. And please, I'd love to help you in your buying and selling journey. Please reach out anytime. We'd love to help you with your real estate journey. Also, if you would please subscribe and like the video below. It gives us motivation to keep doing these videos, and subscribing will alert you when we post additional videos such as this. All right, thanks for watching, and join us for our car tour. All right, let's dig into information about the Enclave subdivision. So the Enclave is actually, you'll see here, here's the subdivision in the blue boundary. The red here is actually, it's kind of interesting as to how it's located. It's because the red line here is actually the limits of St. John, Indiana, and to the north here is Dyer town limits. So the Enclave is actually not in either. It's in an unincorporated St. John township, and it has a Dyer mailing address. So I thought that's kind of interesting to know. So the Enclave, one thing that's great about its location is that it is right off of, here's Sheffield, which takes you to Exchange, and Exchange is great because it takes you right to 394 here. Let me zoom out a little bit and get perspective as to where other towns are. So again, we're Enclave, which is right here, and then we got Cedar Lake here, Crown Point, Maryville, Dyer. So 394 takes you, if you're a commuter to the city or whatnot, it takes you straight up to 294, which gets you to 80, or 94 to the east, 94 north to the city, or 57, all that good stuff. So it's very nicely located for anybody that has any commuting to do. You could get from the Enclave to downtown Chicago with no traffic in about 35 minutes, which is pretty quick to get downtown. So now let's dig into stats about the subdivision. So public schools, we're looking at, and again, because of the Dyer mailing address, we're going to the Dyer school systems. And that is Kaler Middle School, located here. Just go right off of Route 30. We got, for grade school, we got George Bibbich Elementary School. And for high school, we've got Lake Central. Lake Central, a couple years ago, recently had a lot of renovations. It's a nice school. It's a pretty big school. I think there's 3,000 plus that go there. I have to check my math on that one. Also for school options is that if you're interested in private schools, let me turn on these layers here. Crown Point Christian and Indiana. So Crown Point Christian School is a K through 8 school. So that's located in the Gates of St. John subdivision. And then the high school is Indiana Christian High School. One thing that's good to know about the private school systems in Northwest Indiana, I guess Indiana in general, is that there is a choice voucher program that the state runs. So if you're, and it has pretty good size income limits. So if you want to send your kid to private school, and if you're, like, for example, on funding, so if you're a household of 4 with, I think it's around, I got to check my math, but around, if your taxes show your income's under 170, then the state will pay about 80% of your school tuition, which is pretty wild. So yeah, all right, so getting into the subdivision stats again, the Enclave here, it was built for homes were built from like 2003 to 2016. The subdivision is built out now. Amenities is that on the east side here, on the east side of the subdivision along Calumet Street, and on the west side here on Henry Street, you got some nice views. Along Calumet here, there's like a bit of a rolling terrain, so it makes for nice walkout basements on that side. We get the subdivision itself is about 0.15 square miles. Average square footage of homes is about 2,900 square feet. Lot size is on average 0.25 acres. In the last year, 365 days, there was 5 houses that sold per the MLS, and the median sale price was $429,000, which ends up being about $156 per square foot. A couple other things of note is that because it's not in any town proper, as it's called, it's an unincorporated St. John Township, your taxes are especially low. And for example, let's take a look at the most expensive house that has sold there. and their taxes were $3,858. So looking at this house, we've got it was 9680 Henry Street in Dyer, a 5-bed, 3.5 bath, about almost 3,800 square foot house. And again, that sold in one day, and the taxes on that were under $3,900, and that's with your exemptions for homeowner. All right, let's hop in the car and take our video tour. We're entering the Enclave Subdivision on Beale Street right now. We were just off of 93rd Avenue. Right to the right is a nice detention pond there, and that's kept pretty nice. Yeah, so right now we're passing 93rd Lane. We're continuing south, and you can see the map to follow along with as we drive along. Yeah, and again, I'll kind of give a refresher of some facts of the area, and as we drive by homes that sold within the last couple of years, we'll point those out. So right now we're still continuing on Beale, just passing 94th Place. Yeah, the schools again for this subdivision are George Bibbich for elementary, Kaler Middle School, and then Lake Central High School. Right as this road turns, the home recently sold at 9507 Beale Street. It was a 3-bed, 2-bath, about 1,900 square foot house. It sold for $380,000 just about a year ago, and that's a ranch with a basement. Okay, right now we're crossing Torrance Place, and we just passed the house that sold just recently, a couple weeks ago, for $490,000. It was a 2-story, 4-bed, 3.5 bath, 3,800 square feet. Was on the market for 10 days. It had a 3-car garage. All right, this intersection here is Henry Street. So at Henry Street, we're going to be turning left. Yeah, onto Henry. So we're on Beale now. We just turned left onto Henry. All right. The street we're coming up to is Calumet, and right on our right is a home that sold for $586,000. Oh, that was that most expensive one, the 5-bed, 3.5 bath, 3,800 square foot home. All right, now we're headed up Calumet. So on Calumet, this is the street that on the east side of the road is you got the really nice views off the backyards. There's, for a number of these homes, there's quite a bit of topography change, so the elevation goes down, and that makes for really nice walkout basements and for just nice views to the east. All right, coming up, our next cross street is going to be 96th Avenue, and right before we hit that, there's going to be a house on the left that sold about a year and 2 months ago, so it was April 2021. That's house right there with the tan garage. That sold for $320,000. It was a 5-bed, 3-bath, 2,500 square foot house. It's a split level. Okay, yeah, we just passed 96 to the right, and 96th connects to Bramblewood Subdivision in St. John. All right, again, we're on 93rd Place headed north. Yeah, going back to the school conversation, I mentioned the public schools, private schools that are available for high school. We got Indiana Christian. All right, we're passing 94th on the left here. We got Crown Point Christian School in the gates of St. John, and again, there's that Indiana voucher program that provides tuition assistance for, and it's got a pretty high income limits too. So, I know a lot of people that benefit from that. It was actually kind of a nice surprise because as of last year, we didn't know that was coming, and then it was kind of like a fun announcement. All right, right to our right, this house with the tan garage that's closed. That sold July this year, $415,000, 3-bed, 2.5 bath, 2,000 square foot ranch with a finished basement. All right, we're turning left here, and we're going to go a little bit faster because we saw this first stretch here. Again, there's that pond that we entered the subdivision into. And right here, we're going to be hanging a right. All right, yeah, so now we're turning right onto 93rd Lane. Cool. All right, this third house here, it's got the reddish brick. I guess you see a for sale sign in the yard. That one's for sale for $549,000. Yeah, it's a 4-bed, 3.5 bath, 3,700 square foot. And that's, you know, that's generally on the upper price range of this subdivision. That's one of the largest houses in this subdivision. Currently, it's been on that one's been on the market for 2 days. All right, we're turning. We were on 93rd Lane, and that turns to Henry Street. So on the right side of this subdivision here, there is for this stretch is a church, Village Church of Dyer, and so that's your backyard. Is a nice open area there. All right, so we just turned onto 94th Place. This is East-West Road. All right, so now we just turned south from 94th to Torrance Place. Yeah, and again, this subdivision is about 0.15 square miles, so it's not a very big one. Average square footage of the house is about around 2,900. The size of lots are about 0.25 acres. And in the last year, 5 houses sold per the MLS, and the median sale price was $430,000, which ends up being about $156 per square foot. Okay, so now we're headed down Beale, and this part of Beale we visited earlier in this video, so we're cruising kind of quick so we can get to some unexplored areas. All right, so now we're on Beale Street, turning right to go back north, and that's going to be along Henry Street. Yeah, so Henry Street, right to the left there, we just passed a house. That sold about a year ago for $423,000. It was a 3-bed, 2.5 bath, 3,100 square foot house. And yeah, in this area, appreciation has been about 10+% from last year to this year. Yeah, this subdivision was built starting in 2003 and was kind of slowly built over time. Because obviously, you see that it encompassed the 2008 slowdown. So. The last houses were built in about 2016. All right, this is the last street of the Enclave, and then it'll take us out to Sheffield Avenue. Coming up on our left is a house that sold about a year ago in August 2021. It was for $362,000, 4-bed, 2.75 baths, 2,100 square foot ranch with the basement, 2-car garage. For $362,000. That was 14957 West 95th Avenue in Dyer. And then third house from the end on the left here, so on the south side of the road, is a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,000 square foot house that just closed last week for $382,000. And that's a split level. And again, these houses have gone up about 10% from last year. So, okay. All right. So this is going to conclude this part of the tour. And we're headed onto Sheffield Avenue is where this road terminates. All right. Thanks for watching.